Jody here. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here on my channel, I talk about Broadway books and television. And in today's video, I thought it'd be fun to go over my thoughts on some like bookish related things. I don't really chit chat in my videos very often, so I thought it'd be fun to give you an idea what kind of a reader I am, and just talk about books because that's always fun to do. So I'm going to be talking about a few things, so I'll just get started now. So the first thing that I'm going to be talking about is paperback versus hardcover. What is my preference? So my preference is paperback, and it used to be paperback unless a hardcover book was on sale. But I have since, in the last few months changed my opinion on that. I now like it's only paperbacks for me. In the past would participate when Barnes & Noble would have their like sale on hardcover books, like usually after Thanksgiving or the holiday season or at the end of summer, where the hardcovers are like 50% off. And I used to always like love these sales because it's fun to get a book, sooner than you might, if you're waiting for the paperback, you get the hardcover now. Also, the hardcover is 50% off, and usually more than likely that will be cheaper than the paperback. All the books that I got last year at all those sales, they ended up being cheaper as paperbacks, and I'll explain how that came to be. So Barnes & Noble sometime this year started doing like 25% off select paperbacks, and they were all paperbacks that I had purchased as hardcover books for those sales. So they ended up being cheaper as paperbacks than they were as the hardcover books I got on sale. I think those days of me buying books in those sales are kind of over. And also, I've read quite a few paperbacks in the last year or so that have like extra content in the book that the hardcover I don't think had. I just recently read The Quiet Tenant, and there was a bonus chapter at the end of the story that I don't believe was included in the hardcover book. I do really like it when books sometimes take like forever to be a paperback. I always want to get books that I'm interested in, but I don't need a new book, and also I have too many. If I can wait a little while to get a book I'm interested in, I'm all for that. It takes forever to be a paperback, That's just me. I have so many books that I can wait a little longer for a new book I want to read to purchase. But the only book that this year I might have an issue with that is Laura Dave's second book, To the Last Thing He Told Me. I love the first book, and I can't wait to watch season 2 of the show, but I want to read the book first. So there's a slight chance I might end up just getting the book this year, not waiting for the paperback, because her books tend to take forever to be paperbacks. I believe her last book that she wrote came out in September of 2024, and it's still not in paperback, so I'm not sure. I mean, either I'll wait forever for the book to be a paperback, or I'll just cave in and buy the hardcover book at some point this year. We shall see. It's hard to say because, just in my opinion, hardcover books are just too expensive to buy if they're not on sale, so I'm not sure I'll end up getting it, but I'm gonna have to think about that one. Next thing that I'm going to be talking about is I'm someone who doesn't consider ever DNFing a book because, for one, I buy all the books that I have. So if I buy a book, I'm gonna want to read it, not just like get it and then not read it. And two, if I put any time or energy into reading a book, whether it's like 5 pages or 105 pages, I'm going to want to finish reading it, see how the story turns out. And also, I already put that time and energy into reading this book when I could have been reading another book. So it's more like the time and energy that I put into reading it, and that's why I'll probably finish it even if I'm not loving a book. So that's just not something I do. I have yet to come across a book that I dislike so much that I'm like, I cannot finish it. That's just not me. I will always be curious also how the story will play out. So that's my feelings and opinions on DNFs. So the next is, a book doesn't have to be perfect for me to give it 5 stars. As long as I enjoyed my time reading the book and I really liked it overall, more than likely I will give it 5 stars. I'm just not someone who's super critical when it comes to books. I usually, for the most part, do end up liking everything I read. I know that's probably an unpopular opinion, but we all have one, so that's just mine. And lastly, I really like it when I see a book club stamp on a book or that's going to be adapted into a film or television series. I don't know, I feel like it adds something fun to the cover, and I really like it. It doesn't bother me at all, which I know is a completely unpopular opinion when it comes to books, but I don't know. I don't mind it. I like it. What can I say? The only times that I've come across book stamps being on book covers that I feel is not that it bothers me, but just that I feel is unnecessary. I did recently read a book called You'll Be the Death of Me by Karen M. McManus, which is a YA mystery thriller. And on the book cover, there's a book stamp, how the author has a new book coming out. I think at the time it was Such Charming Liars. I'll put a picture of the book cover somewhere on the screen so you have an idea of what I'm talking about. It didn't bother me. I was still going to buy the book regardless. But I did think it was a bit unnecessary. I feel like in this day and age, like, it's very easy to find out if an author is writing a new book or coming out with a new book. So it's like a bit unnecessary, but will I still buy the book even though I think it's unnecessary? That's on the cover. Yeah. Those are my thoughts on some book related things. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And until next time, bye.